When you've been to that place when it feels like nothing matters and you question if life is even worth living, it puts things in perspective. Hi everyone, my name is Maddie and I wanted to talk about something really personal today. And bear with me because this is my first YouTube video, but if someone is really going through a hard time right now, this might help you just to hold on a little longer. So I myself have been diagnosed with PTSD, depression and BPD in the past. And luckily I'm not suffering from those anymore, but I know what it was like to be in that place. And I know people always talk about depression like it's this awful thing, and it is, don't get me wrong, it can be terrible, but now that I'm on the other side of this, I can honestly say that it taught me some very valuable things that I wouldn't have learned any other way, and I think that's worth sharing. So before we get started, I just wanted to be clear that I'm not a mental health professional, at least not yet. I'm just sharing my own experience with mental health problems, PTSD and depression, and what helped me through this. And it might not work for everyone. So if you're struggling right now, don't just rely on YouTube videos alone, and reach out to a therapist, a counselor, or a crisis hotline in your area. So here are 6 things that mental illness taught me about life and why I think you shouldn't give up just yet. So the first thing is that life can change way faster than we might think. When you've been through really unstable periods in your life and your life has fallen apart multiple times, you learn that things can shift overnight. And it doesn't just mean things getting worse, it also means that things can get better just as quickly. I used to think that I was stuck forever, but now I know that life just doesn't work that way. And nothing stays the same. And this gave me some sense of peace because then I knew that whatever I was dealing with was temporary. So the second thing is that I really got to know myself and what I wanted from life, because it forced me to really look at myself, all the shameful parts and all the less desirable parts of myself. And when you're that low, you just can't hide from yourself anymore. And honestly, it was horrible at the time, but it was also really valuable. Because once I knew what I definitely didn't want in my life, it became so much easier to figure out what I did want. I stopped taking everything so seriously. When you've been to that place when it feels like nothing matters and you question if life is even worth living, it puts things in perspective. We're all just little dots on this planet in space, and we're all just people living for a very short time, you know? And I still think life matters, but I realize we make it so much harder on ourselves sometimes, and sometimes you just have to laugh at how ridiculous that is. I stopped trying to please everyone all the time. So a lot of us live our life according to what we think people expect of us. And I've learned this the hard way when I was depressed and felt really abandoned sometimes. And most people are just way too focused on themselves to even notice your stuff. So they're also too busy to judge you as much as you think. So that made me realize, do you want to wake up at 40, 50 or 60 and realize that you never actually lived for yourself? So depression made me face the fact that we have no idea why we're actually here. Like, none of us know what the point of this actually is. And I do have my philosophies on why we're here, but in the end, we really don't know, or at least I don't know. But since we are here and we ended up conscious in these bodies, we might as well see what happens. And this for me was a big one. We have a lot of pressure that life needs to be happy and that you need to be happy all the time. And if you're not happy, that there's something wrong. But I changed my perspective, and when I realized that pain is just another part of life, just another life experience, and that you can't outrun it or avoid it, it just is. And when I stopped fighting against that, life got a lot easier, not necessarily happier, but it did get easier. And I'm not saying that depression was a good thing or that I was grateful for it at the time, but it did change how I see everything, and I think those changes make me stronger. If you're in that dark place right now and you're wondering if it's worth sticking around, there are things waiting for you that you can't see from where you are right now. Things that you'll learn about yourself and things that you can give to other people that are going through the same things that you are going through right now. And your pain isn't meaningless, it's preparing you for something. And look, I'm not a therapist or a mental health professional. I'm just someone who made it through and wanted to share what helped me see things differently. And if you're really struggling, please talk to someone or call a hotline, and don't try to do this alone. But I hope that hearing from someone who has been where you have been gives you a little bit of hope. Because even when you feel completely broken. You are stronger than you think you are. Thanks for letting me share this with you, and if this helped you in any way, let me know in the comments, and consider subscribing if you want to know more about these kinds of topics. And take care of yourself. You matter more than you know.